And we're back. Welcome back to the Auto Authorities podcast. I'm Jay. This is Gerald coming to you live. We are talking about deals on EVs. That's right. There are amazing deals. We're going to let you know each and every one that we found. But before we do that, I want to thank our sponsors, iAutoAgent.com. At iAutoAgent, we have two different divisions. Consumer division, we'll sell your car for you, just like a real estate agent would sell a home. We'll market, we'll list, we'll show the vehicle for you, and we'll find that perfect vehicle nationwide so you don't have to go to the dealer until you approve the deal. And then we also have our fleet management division where we work with business owners with fleets of vehicles. We help them buy their fleet vehicles, maintain them at their place of business, and sell them for maximum profit. And if you're looking for an extended warranty, definitely contact us at theautoauthorities.com to see if you qualify. That's theautoauthorities.com. You can watch us live on YouTube and make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Just click the subscribe button. You can go to LinkedIn on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. and Facebook Live Tuesdays at 12 p.m. And we have like 15 other million different sources. But we are also now on Biz TV Plus and Shop TV Plus, and that you can watch this show. It's so cool to be on TV. And I'd like to introduce you to Gerald Bentley with Wrestling Spotlight. Tell us a little bit about that, Gerald.
Yeah, same sources, same place you'd find Biz TV Plus and Shop TV Plus. You can find Wrestling Spotlight, 24/7 pro wrestling channel. We got talk shows. We interview some of the top wrestlers. I've had on Magic Jake Dumas from the NWA recently, Aaron Stevens, manager of your NWA World Champions, formerly Damian Sandown, the WWE, joined us talking about his new podcast he's doing with Tyrus on Fox Nation. So a lot of interesting stuff and some of the best independent wrestling in the country. I had the chance last weekend to be up in St. Louis and spent the day with Glory Pro.
Cool.
Right down there at South Broadway Athletic Club.
Very, very cool. Well, Gerald, let's talk about, the one thing that sticks out in my mind that I thought was really, really attractive when it comes to EVs is Tesla Model 3s. You can get a $299 lease, and it is 10,000 miles a year, $3,000 down, which you don't have to put the money down.
No.
But holy cow, these prices are coming down like crazy. What an amazing deal.
Yeah, I mean, the affordable cars right now are leasing EVs.
Yeah.
Here, take a look at this. Car dealership guy on his account on X. This is something I've heard from a lot of dealerships too. Overheard from a subprime dealer. If the customer has no down payment, we tell them they can have option A, option B, or option EV. The EV tax credits working wonders. They're buying some of these used car dealerships. They're buying up the Teslas that Hertz made a big deal that they were getting rid of. You can buy a used Model 3 Tesla from Hertz as a dealer right now for like $15,000. That car qualifies for a $3,750 tax credit, $3,750 tax credit used at time of purchase. That's your down payment. So now you're able to finance somebody in a used Tesla for like $14,000. And what have we been talking about for years? That there's not enough affordable cars. Customers want that $350, $400 payment. There it is.
Gerald, I'm going to tell you right now, for all of you that are listening, if you didn't just hear what and register what he just said, this is the biggest golden nugget I think we've ever given on this show, ever, is you can get an EV for under $300 a month with.
Oh yeah, eventually, yeah. Yeah, with good credit, absolutely, yeah.
This is incredible.
And that's a pre-owned, but
there's
not pre-owned cars out there. I mean, heck, take a look, a Corolla, a 19 Corolla with 75,000 miles. Those things are wholesaling for $19,000. And they're perfectly good cars. They'll go forever. It's fine. But the car's only dropped like $4,000 in value from new. It's crazy. And it's because there's just not enough of them. Since COVID hit, people haven't been trading in the cars. They haven't been trading in the cars, so dealerships can't get them. Rental car companies are holding them longer. They're gunning them out to like 70,000 miles. And that's the cars you're seeing now at big dealerships that are used to buying program cars. You're getting, 19s, 20s, 21s with like 60, 70,000 miles, and they're still charging that program car price like it's 4 or 5,000 less than new. Well, these EVs are coming in way lower than that. And that's where the true value is right now.
It really is. I mean, I was blown away when I saw that. And that's on a new one. Like,
Well, those are used, but on a new one, here, how about this car? How about a Cadillac Lyric? A
let's talk
70
about that.
$71,700 SUV. That's that upscale SUV that Cadillac rolled out with the big advertising campaign with Regina King right after she was Sister Night in The Watchmen. She had her commercial and she had the car, and wow, this thing looks great, right? This is hard loaded. This is a fully featured Cadillac. Everything you'd expect, right? The
Mhm.
big alloys, the leather interior, the nice sound system, the big touchscreen. Okay, well, you can get that car right now for $549 a month with depending on the area you're in. I've seen it vary in different parts of the country. In the Midwest, they're advertising it for $549 with 1,400 due at signing. On the East Coast, they're advertising it at $549 with 4,000 due at signing. I'm pretty confident if you go into a Cadillac dealership and it's the end of the quarter, which means they need to hit their number to get their pinnacle bonus. If you want to see the Cadillac dealerships jump, just ask them, hey, how close are you guys to hitting pinnacle? Cadillac has a pay-for-play thing. They have to sell a certain number of cars each quarter to get their bonus. If they're close to their pinnacle bonus, I'm pretty sure you can get that Lyric lease with 0 down and hit that advertised price. And think about it, Jay. I mean, it's a $72,000 car for $520, $550 a month. That's the equivalent of like a $24,000, $25,000, $26,000 car payment.
I'm going to say this, Gerald, and we make predictions all the time on this. You are going to see, because of what is going on right now, you're going to see the American public start adopting EVs very, very quickly. In fact, watch on the road today how many temp tags you see on EVs, because what Gerald has just said is basically this is where we're going. And
Yeah.
the good news is this, and we made a prediction a while back on this, is that there's so many types of EVs. All the manufacturers have these. There's a huge supply of them. When there's a huge supply, prices go down. So this is such an opportunity, everybody. Selfishly contact iAuto Agent and we'll take care of getting the best EV for you. Like, we'll do our vehicle finder program. Like, you'd be crazy not to adopt an EV. In fact, frankly, the more and more I see these things keep coming down, my lease is up in about a year. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? Who cares what the car is going to do in 3 years? Because that's the benefit of a lease. Guess what? It's not your problem. It's theirs.
Yeah.
The manufacturers, it's Cadillac's problem. It's Chevy's problem. It's Hyundai's problem.
Yeah.
But, on a base level, thinking about it as a salesperson, if you're trying to sell it to a customer, okay, what person in their right mind, assuming they live, you live in a metro area where there's chargers all over, what person in their right mind wouldn't say, oh, hey, here, you got 2 choices. You can get this front wheel drive Equinox LS for $550 a month, or you can get this all-wheel drive Cadillac Lyric hard loaded for $550 a month. Which one do you want?
Oh
I mean,
my.
what person's going to say, you know what? You know what I want? I want the base equipped Equinox.
Right.
That's what I want. I mean, somebody will, but you're not dealing with reality. And
Wow.
it's coming. I mean, here, we've talked about it going for a year now. When everyone was saying, oh my God, Ford's insane. They're losing all this money. They're never going to make it back. Ford didn't lose any money. They buried the money up front to do infrastructure and develop their EV factories. They took a loss against a huge profit. If they didn't take the loss, they would have paid it in taxes. They didn't really lose money. They're a huge business that makes tons of money. They didn't really lose it. It was an investment, and now they can go. Heck, I got this monitor behind me. I talked about this too. When I was in grad school, we were selling these things to surgery centers. They were $30,000. This is a 4K HD monitor. I got it for like $400. New technology drops the price, it comes down. And we're seeing that now with EVs because the prices have plummeted.
And if you remember, we made another prediction and we brought this to everybody. Remember that the EV that they had, I want to say, was it China? Under 16 grand,
Yep.
brand new. And
BYD.
nobody believed it. But I'm going to tell you this. I am seeing the writing on the wall right now. Our great country of America is going to be adopting EVs very, very quickly.
I think as soon as these battery factories come online,
Oh,
they're building a massive, it's the biggest single economic development that Kansas has ever supported. It's going in the city of DeSoto. It's a Panasonic EV battery factory. They've already got a training program in place with Johnson County Community College, just outside of Kansas City in Overland Park, Kansas, where they're training people for the job, and they're going to start hiring. When you see these multi-billion-dollar EV battery factories come online and they start making the next generation EV battery that'll be about the size of a suitcase to charge the car, and that replaces an engine, think of how much cheaper that makes the car to produce. The companies, Panasonic didn't invest. I mean, they got a lot of government money, but they didn't invest $5.5 billion to fail. They're going to sell those batteries to somebody. Somebody's going to use them. And that's the engine. So
I get a question though,
it's going to
Gerald. I
plummet.
mean, I want to hear your opinion on something because I think the next challenge we have is the fact we're not going to have enough chargers. Like charging stations.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But, somebody else who doesn't like failing? Quick Trip. I just drove across the state last week. I drove from Kansas City to St. Louis, and I saw these Quick Trip supply semi trucks running back and forth from KC to St. Louis. Quick Trip's not going to lose. They'll figure it out. Casey's General Store, they'll figure it out. You can have these Class 3 EV chargers. They'll charge the car in 8 minutes. Wow. Do you think our friends at Quick Trip, who make a lot of money and is an incredibly well-run business, they're going to say, whoa, wait a minute, hang on. We're selling gas to get consumers to buy our food and drinks. Okay, let's get some EV chargers and we'll get some tables so people can sit and relax and have lunch and have a drink, and then they could go.
Dude.
I mean, it's going to come. It's going to be, creative destruction by the market. The market forces will go. It's capitalist country. As soon as they see where there's money to be made, people will swim to it. Take a look at this. This is kind of interesting. This is cost to own and repair a car, lowest to highest. And not surprisingly, look what your lowest 1 to 5 and 6 to 10 year cost to own is now. Tesla.
Why is Buick up so high, you think?
Well, they don't sell a lot of cars, and they have been pretty reliable. I can say, personally, I owned an Envision, and there is a big difference between the Envision and the regular GM cars, like the Chevy Equinox. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And Chevy's on the list too. Lincoln, Ford, Hyundai, Nissan, Mazda, Honda. But when you take a look, Tesla leading the way, significantly lower than everyone else, and the 1 to 5 year cost, virtually nothing. I mean, a fraction of everybody else's. And if you're going to lease these cars, that's what you're looking at, is that 1 to 5 year cost.
Yeah.
That's where the money savings is coming from. And
Hmm.
the cars keep going. There's actually a big fear, and you and I have dealt with this when the hybrids came out. People were always concerned that the batteries were going to fail. My God, what are we going to do? I'm going to have to buy a new battery.
Right.
The battery's going to fail. It's going to be $10,000. Well, the reality is, what's failing isn't the batteries. What's failing on cars, and here, throw a little shade at GM, I guess. The fuel saving systems, the fuel saving technologies, the cylinder deactivation in Acadias and Enclaves and Traverses, those are failing. And about 2011, 2012, they're done. It's an $8,000 repair. So while
What?
people were while people were freaking out that the batteries were going to kill them in the hybrids, there's a company in Texas that's buying old Priuses from salvage yards so they can take the batteries out of the dead Prius and make it into a battery wall like Tesla's home energy wall. Those batteries will go forever. We're finding that out now. But unfortunately, the fuel saving technologies in gas cars, 10, 12 years, they're kind of done, and they're real expensive. So a lot of the fears, a lot of the preconceived notions that, really, to be fair, everyone had when the hybrids came out are being shown to be untrue and really kind of unfounded. Those hybrid batteries, they're going forever, and I think we'll see something similar with the EVs. They don't seem to be dropping. There's enough Teslas now. If the EV batteries were going to fail, they would,
Damn. This is
and they keep getting better.
This is incredible. Yeah, I mean, I'm blown away by all this. It's not a surprise to me what's going on as far as how many of them are out there and how prices have come down. But prices have come down way lower than I thought that they would. And so I think the answer to our problem out there right now, this affordable car problem, is the EVs. Like, you can get these EVs, they have warranty and all the stuff for very, very low payments.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to share, Gerald, before we sign off?
Well, I think you want to consider it, and you want to take a look at all the incentives. Like here, how about a plug-in hybrid, the Wrangler 4xe? It's a Jeep Wrangler with a 50-mile plug-in battery. If you look at one of those, and Jeep Wranglers are great vehicles. They're terrific. It's an iconic vehicle. People love them.
I don't like them. I hate
You
them.
can get $12,000 to $13,000 in rebates off of a Wrangler 4xe right now. 12 to 13,000 in rebates, and they have a subvented lease. So
explain that for the listeners that don't know what
sure,
that means.
the factory is buying down either the money factor, your interest rate on the lease, or they're driving up what the resale value is going to be. Because a lease is determined by two things: money factor, which is your interest rate, and residual value, guaranteed future value, locked in sale price, whatever you want to call it. It's what they say the car is going to be worth at the end of 3 years. The factories can manipulate a lease greatly because they're setting one of the variables. They're setting both of the variables. So if they say, okay, we think it's going to be worth 70% of its value in 3 years, and we're going to do it at 2% rate. Okay, well, now you're only paying 2% interest for 30% of the car's value for 3 years, and they're giving you a rebate up front. You're paying like 20% of the car's value. Say yes.
Yep.
And if you want to buy it at the end, you can, but you're probably not going to want to because I got the residual too. I give it back to them. So
heck yeah.
that's your savings.
What a great, yeah. I mean, I hope that everybody really, really got a lot out of this episode because there was so much that we talked about. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those of you that are listening right now, go to Biz TV Plus and Shop TV Plus on your smart TV. Watch our show. Comment below. We want to hear what maybe do you have an EV story? We'd love to hear about it.
Sure.
Anything else, Gerald?
No, that's good.
All right. We'll see you next week.